Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." That single idea holds the heart of Stoic philosophy and the key to a grounded, resilient life. It reminds us that while we can't control what the world throws at us, we can control how we meet it, with clarity, intention, and strength. And that's what a Stoic morning is about. Not rushing into the day, but remembering what truly matters before the noise sets in. It's about reclaiming your mind before the world pulls it in every direction. It's about choosing how you want to show up, not just reacting to whatever happens next. In this video, we'll explore a morning routine shaped by ancient Stoic philosophy and refined for modern life. These aren't rigid rules. They're timeless practices, simple habits to help you start the day with discipline, self-awareness, and peace of mind. If this message resonates with you, give the video a like to support the channel. And if you haven't already, subscribe and tap the bell so you don't miss the next episode. Let's begin. Step 1. Begin with stillness and mindful presence. Start your morning by turning inward, not outward. Before you check your phone or speak a single word, create a space for stillness. Sit quietly. Breathe deeply. Be fully present in your body and in this moment. Marcus Aurelius said, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." You don't need to go anywhere special. Just find a quiet place and spend a few minutes in silence. Notice your breath. Observe your thoughts without getting pulled into them. This is mindfulness, the ability to observe without reacting. And in that space, you find your power. Epictetus put it simply, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them." One simple and powerful practice you can use here is box breathing, also known as square breathing. This technique calms the nervous system, reduces anxiety, and brings your awareness fully into the present. Here's how it works. Inhale gently through your nose for a count of 4, then hold your breath for 4. Exhale slowly through your mouth for another 4, and hold again for 4. That's one full cycle. Repeat this for a minute or two. This deliberate rhythm helps slow down racing thoughts, centers your mind, and prepares you for a day of intentional action. It creates space between stimulus and response, and in that space is where Stoic strength begins. Stillness isn't wasted time, it's the starting point of clarity. Step 2. Revisit the words of Stoics. Every morning, spend a moment with the Stoics. Read just one line, from Meditations, from Seneca's letters, or from the discourses of Epictetus. You don't need to study it, just sit with it. Let the words settle in your mind. Ask yourself what they mean for you today. Seneca once wrote, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." Let these philosophers be your first conversation of the day. Let their wisdom guide your thoughts before anything else enters your head. A single Stoic quote in the morning can shape how you respond to everything that follows. Step 3. Lead with intention, not just a to-do list. Most mornings begin with tasks, but the Stoics would ask you to begin with character. Instead of asking, "What do I need to do today?" ask, "Who do I want to be while I do it?" While goals help you track outcomes, intentions help you shape your behavior and mindset. Seneca said, "If a man knows not which port he sails, no wind is favorable." So choose your port, set a clear intention. Maybe today, you want to practice patience when things get hectic. Maybe you want to show courage in a difficult conversation. Maybe you want to be more present and less reactive. Choose your intention. Remind yourself of it throughout the day. It becomes a compass, one that keeps you aligned with your values, even when things go off script. Step 4. Start your day with something uncomfortable. Modern life is designed for ease. Soft beds, hot showers, comfort food, and instant access to everything. But the Stoics taught us that too much comfort softens the mind. It makes us reactive and fragile. True strength is built through friction, not luxury. Seneca made a habit of embracing discomfort on purpose. He would dress plainly, eat sparsely, or sleep in difficult conditions just to remind himself that he could. He famously asked, "Is this the condition I so feared?" Not with dread, but with clarity. And we can ask ourselves the same. Start your day with something small but uncomfortable. Turn the shower cold and notice how you respond. Step outside without checking your phone. Delay your first cup of coffee and sit with the craving. Skip breakfast and observe how your body and mind react. These simple acts aren't punishments. They're gentle reminders that you are not controlled by comfort or habit. You are capable of facing discomfort and staying calm through it. When challenges arise later in the day, you'll be ready, because you've already trained your mind to respond, not retreat. Discomfort, chosen in the morning, becomes confidence carried through the day. Step 5. Strengthen the body. To the Stoics, the body was not something to worship, but neither was it something to neglect. They saw the body as a necessary instrument for virtue, a vessel through which wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance are expressed. Musonius Rufus, one of the most practical voices in Stoicism, said, "The philosopher's body also must be well prepared for work, because often virtues use it as a necessary tool for the activities of life." Your body supports your mind. When it's strong and healthy, your thoughts become clearer, your decisions more stable. When your physical state is neglected, it becomes harder to carry yourself with clarity, focus, or emotional resilience. The Stoics didn't value physical strength for show. They valued it for service. Exercise is a form of daily discipline. It requires consistency, effort, and control, all of which align with the Stoic virtue of temperance. Choosing to move, to sweat, to exert yourself each day is not just a health habit, it's a moral practice. It reinforces your commitment to living intentionally, not impulsively. Stoicism also teaches us to embrace and endure discomfort. Physical exertion is a perfect arena to train that principle. When your muscles are tired or your breath shortens, you're not suffering, you're practicing endurance. As Seneca reminds us, difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. Epictetus, despite his own physical limitations, believed in the importance of training the body. He saw value in strength, energy, and readiness, not for vanity, but to prepare for life's demands. Seneca also encouraged weaving physical activity into daily life, emphasizing that even simple movement can support mental strength. Here's a practical tip. Set aside just 15 minutes every morning to move your body. It doesn't have to be intense. Stretching, walking, or mobility work is enough. What matters is consistency. If you miss this session in the morning, don't abandon it. Integrate it into your afternoon or evening, but don't skip it. Discipline delayed is still discipline practiced. Discipline skipped is momentum lost. We can't control how our body looks, how it ages, or what limitations it may have, but we can control how we treat it. That's Stoicism in action, choosing to act within your sphere of influence rather than complain about what's outside of it. So move your body, not to impress others, but to align with the best version of yourself. Not to chase perfection, but to live with intention. A strong body is not the goal, a strong you is. Step 6. Remember that everything is temporary. Life is always changing, and the Stoics remind us that this constant change, this impermanence, is not something to fear, but something to honor. Seneca once wrote, "Life is long if you know how to use it." That's the invitation, to use our time well, knowing it's not guaranteed forever. Take a moment each morning to remember that today, this exact sunrise, this breath, this chapter of your life is unique. The light coming through your window, the warmth of your coffee, the quiet moments before the world stirs, none of it will return in quite the same way. And that's not a reason for sadness, it's a reason for presence. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "While you live, while it is in your power, be good." He knew that time passes quickly, and that awareness is what makes life feel vivid and meaningful, not rushed. Everything in life has its season. Joy, discomfort, love, loss, peace, even chaos. They all ebb and flow like waves. Nothing is permanent, and that's what makes every moment a gift. Think of a song that ends too soon, a sunset that fades, a laugh that echoes and then is gone. Their beauty isn't lost because they ended. Their beauty is because they ended. When we embrace the temporary nature of things, we appreciate them more fully. We speak more gently. We love more openly. We hold fewer grudges and more gratitude. So today, as you go about your morning, carry this quiet truth with you. This moment will pass, but that's what makes it matter. Let it inspire you to live not with dread, but with joy, not with fear, but with focus, and above all, with appreciation. Because while everything is temporary, what you do with it, that's what lasts. Step 7. Love your fate. You can't control what the day will bring, but you can always control how you respond. Life is unpredictable. One morning you might wake up to sunshine and calm, and the next to storms and chaos. The Stoics understood that no amount of planning can guarantee a day free of surprises. What you can do is decide to face whatever comes with grace and resilience. This is where the idea of amor fati comes in. Amor fati is Latin for love of fate. It's the Stoic practice of not only accepting everything that happens, but embracing it as part of your story. The Stoics taught that it's not enough to simply tolerate what happens. We should welcome it wholeheartedly, even if it's difficult or unexpected. This doesn't mean passive resignation or pretending that bad things are good. Rather, it means choosing to see every event, even the frustrating or painful ones, as necessary for your growth. Epictetus, who knew hardship well, put it this way: don't seek for things to happen as you wish, but wish for things to happen as they do, and you will be happy. In other words, don't fight reality, make it your friend. To love your fate is to trust that every experience, no matter how uncomfortable, carries a lesson or an opportunity. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you reframe it as, "This is happening for me. What can I learn from it?" Seneca famously said, "Fate leads the willing and drags along the reluctant." We always have a choice. Move forward willingly with the flow of events, or be dragged through them kicking and screaming. Amor fati encourages us to be the willing traveler. When we cooperate with what life hands us, we maintain our inner peace and find meaning even in setbacks. When we resist, we only add to our suffering and waste energy fighting what already is. Consider some everyday examples. You oversleep and miss your early alarm. Instead of spiraling into panic or self-criticism, maybe that extra rest makes you sharper for the next task. You get stuck in a traffic jam. Rather than rage at the delay, use it as a chance to listen to a good podcast or simply take a few mindful breaths. If a friend cancels plans at the last minute, you suddenly have the gift of unexpected free time to enjoy a quiet morning or catch up on something you've been neglecting. These little disruptions are not punishments. They're just part of life's ebb and flow. By loving your fate, you choose to work with these moments instead of against them. You might even find that what seemed like an inconvenience brought you something beneficial in the end. And remember, even these difficulties, like everything else, are temporary. They will pass. What matters is how you respond in the moment. This mindset also helps with life's bigger challenges. Amor fati doesn't mean you have to enjoy tragedy or smile through genuine hardship. Stoicism isn't about denying pain. It's about refusing to let pain be wasted. When something serious happens, say you lose a job or face an unexpected illness, first acknowledge the reality of it. Remind yourself gently that this too is part of life. Then, ask yourself, how can this make me better? What can I learn or gain from this experience? You might not find an answer right away, and that's okay. The power of amor fati is in not recoiling from fate, but in gradually finding a way to use it. Often, A door closing leads to a new opportunity you wouldn't have sought otherwise. A hardship might teach you resilience or reveal inner strength you didn't know you had. By loving your fate, you don't simply endure the tough times, you transform them into fuel for your journey. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor, believed that obstacles could become fuel for our fire. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way, he wrote in Meditations. He even used a vivid image. A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it. In other words, a strong spirit can use any situation as fuel for growth, just as a fire uses every log, whether wet or dry, to burn brighter. Think of yourself as that fire, if you're armed with amor fati. Each challenge or surprise that gets tossed into your day can be transformed into something that makes you stronger and wiser. Every obstacle becomes an opportunity, every setback a source of new strength. In essence, loving your fate means working with life, not against it. It's a posture of openness, where you say yes to reality instead of no. When you start your morning with amor fati in your heart, you stop bracing against the day and start greeting it. You don't just survive whatever comes, you use it. You trade frustration for curiosity and fear for acceptance. This mindset is quietly empowering. It turns you from a passive recipient of events into an active participant in your own story. You become, in a sense, an alchemist of experience, transforming trial into wisdom and difficulty into personal power. Here's a simple exercise to internalize this principle each morning. When you wake up, take a deep breath and remind yourself, I will love whatever today brings. You can say this mantra softly out loud or just in your mind as you start the day. Next, visualize one thing that might not go as planned in the coming hours. Perhaps a meeting that could run long, a delay during your commute, or any annoyance you're worried about. Now imagine yourself handling that situation with calm and grace. See yourself smiling at the detour, breathing through the wait, or finding the lesson in the mistake. By mentally rehearsing a gracious response to a potential obstacle, you train your mind to greet the real thing with patience and perspective. Practice this little ritual daily. Over time, you'll find that when surprises or setbacks occur, your first reaction is no longer, why me? But more like, here it is, my chance to practice amor fati. You'll remember that you've chosen to love whatever fate brings, and you'll move through the day feeling more adaptable, resilient, and empowered. Step 8. Reflect and write. Journaling was a daily discipline for the Stoics. Marcus Aurelius used it not to write polished thoughts, but to wrestle with them. His Meditations was simply a record of self-inquiry, raw, honest, and deeply human. Take a few minutes each morning to reflect on your inner world. Begin by asking yourself what you're feeling, physically, mentally, emotionally. Then look at what challenged you yesterday and how you responded. Was your reaction aligned with your values? Could it have been different? Ask yourself, what did I learn from Stoic teachings today? It could be a line you read, a shift in your mindset, or a moment when you acted with greater presence, restraint, or courage. Then turn to gratitude. Write down 3 things you're thankful for, big or small. Often it's the ordinary things that anchor us most. The quiet, a warm drink, sunlight on your face. Here's a practical tip. Make sure to write at least 1 line in your journal every day, even on busy mornings, even when you don't feel like it. Consistency builds habit, and habit becomes identity. This practice isn't about perfection, it's about presence. It's how you gather the lessons of the morning and carry them into the rest of your day, not just as thoughts, but as lived wisdom. You don't write to perform, you write to align, to clarify, and to grow. These 8 Stoic habits aren't just practices. They are guiding principles that shape how you experience your life. They help you start each day rooted in purpose, trained in discipline, and ready to face whatever comes your way with grace and fortitude. Even when life feels chaotic, when plans fall apart or challenges arise, these daily rituals provide structure. not to control the world around you, but to strengthen the world within you. The Stoics understood that transformation begins not with grand actions, but with small, consistent steps taken in alignment with virtue. You don't have to master all of these practices at once. Begin with one. Make it a habit. Let it ground you. Let it teach you. Because in a world that's often beyond our control, living with intention is a quiet act of rebellion and a powerful form of strength. As Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. So, which of these will you carry into your morning tomorrow? Leave a comment and let me know. And until next time, stay grounded, stay intentional, and keep walking the Stoic path. One breath, one thought, one act at a time.